Good day, everyone. I am Kreselou Gerodias.
And I am Jestony di Padura.
And for today's lesson, you are about to learn the thematic approach to instructional planning. Before we will proceed to the lesson, allow me first to read to you the objectives. In this lesson, you will be able to identify the steps to implement thematic approach to planning, design an instructional plan using the thematic approach, and understand the value of the use of thematic approach to instructional planning.
So now, let us learn about what is thematic approach.
Think. Thematic teaching. Thematic approach to instruction, as the name suggests, is the selection and highlight of a theme through instruction. Planning in this manner is oftentimes interdisciplinary, taking advantage of the relationships of knowledge across multiple academic disciplines and common occurrences and situations in everyday life.
So, thematic approach is basically a way of integrating things in one theme. It is a way of approaching learning that tackles about one topic but incorporates knowledge and skills from a variety of subjects or disciplines. So, in this approach, learners can learn other knowledge and skills that belong to other learning areas even just by teaching them through a theme.
This approach is closely related to interdisciplinary instruction and project-based and phenomenon-based learning. It is a powerful tool that enables the learning to be more natural and as an alternative to the fragmented organization of classroom activities.
Thematic approach is like project-based and phenomenon-based instruction because it doesn't only solely talks about what's in a certain subject matter, but it teaches the topic in a wider way, making it the learner's channel towards other learnings. With this, the students will learn naturally, knowing how the topic relates to other knowledge and real-world situations. So how to employ this approach in planning and instruction? So the steps will be tackled by my partner, Ms. Kreselou Gerodias.
Step 1. Choosing a theme. This is where the teacher or even the learners decide what would be the focus theme of the unit or lesson. The first step is deciding a theme. So in deciding a theme can be decided by the teachers or even the students has the right to decide. For example, the family, climate, or even the village. So these three can be integrated into a larger system. For example, family can be integrated into community, and the community, it can be integrated to the atmosphere. Step 2. Integrating the theme with the existing curriculum. This would involve determining which concepts from the learning areas could supplement the theme. For instance, a story from around which a theme of community is derived could be supplemented by the social studies, values education, and mathematics. The second step is all about integrating of theme with the existing curriculum. So for this one, the next step of thematic learning is designing the theme in an integrative ways across curriculum. So for example, force. Force can be integrated into two subjects which are the math and science. We all know that force can be used when we are doing activities, physical activities. Our body uses force. This one is related into math. For there are activities that is related also to the mapping subjects. And for the science, we all know that force is common in science subject. Step 3. Designing instructional plan. At this stage, Thematic instructional planning usually involves making adjustments in these elements, especially making appropriate choices of learning strategies, activities, experiences, and learning materials related to the theme. Some question to ponder at this stage could be: which areas of spoken and written vocabulary can I and my learners work for spelling within this theme? Which areas of grammar could we accommodate with this theme? What genres of writing could my learners write in using the theme as starting point? In what way can the learners and I make the theme have visual impact in our classroom? The third step is all about designing instructional plan. For this one, this even organized the other resources and even extracurricular activities that is for demonstrating the theme. We all know that instructional plan must be organized. It must be step by step for the students to be able to understand the topic. For example, the verb. In your instructional plan, you have your activities about the verb. Then you must provide clear instructions, and you must provide the materials that are related to the activities that you will give to the students, which is all about the verb. For that, the students will be able to make a successful activity due to the clear instructions that the teachers gave to her or his students. The last step, encouraging presentation. As the thematic approach is geared toward holistic and context-oriented, it is much more meaningful to the learners if they could be given the opportunity to present their work.
The fourth step is all about encouraging presentation. For this step, the teacher must give some activities to the learners, and this could be a way to present their work. As what I have said earlier, that before you will let your students do the specific activity, you will give them the specific instructions or the clear instructions for them to present their work successfully. For example, that an activity that depends on the theme that the teacher gives to his or her students. For example, role-playing. An activity that the teacher will give to his or her students, and it must be related to the theme, of course. So, for example, the theme is all about family, but before the students will present their role playing, you as a teacher must give clear instructions.
So those are the steps in employing thematic approach to instructional planning. So for us to make our knowledge about this approach more meaningful, let us know about how important this strategy is. The thematic approach to instructional planning possesses advantages as an instructional approach to teaching English in the elementary years. Other than presenting the language learning in a much larger context where learners can see the knowledge they learn in a larger, more relevant context, they can also see the relationships of these concepts across time, place, and disciplines. Thematic approach is a great gain in teaching English in the primary levels. Learners can learn not just about the bigger picture of the English language, but they can also learn about the relationship or the connection of its concepts through time, place, and other learning areas. So now that you have acquired an understanding about the thematic approach and the steps on how to employ this strategy in planning for instruction, you can now design a lesson plan using the said approach, following the steps presented in this lesson. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. We hope that you have learned the knowledge of this learning.